I've picked New Hope Corp as the stock of the day, and that's because just yesterday upgraded its full year earnings guidance. Thermal coal prices, perhaps a bit of a sleeper story this year, but they've been on a tear, hitting 9-year highs on the back of strong demand and ongoing supply constraints in China, I should say, including a blanket ban on Aussie coal. And we've been able to ship our coal to other geographies. So I thought I'd start with New Hope Coal because coal, for many reasons, is, I think Martin Crabb, CIO of Shaw Partners, Andrew, put it this way, that it's a bit of a pariah these days, but there's no denying the price fundamentals as well as potentially supply as we continue to see these new projects curtailed.
Yeah, Nadine, you're spot on. And if we sort of, as you know, I've been banging on a fair bit, certainly this year in particular, around the whole ESG mindset of investors. And you only have to look at company announcements in slide 2 or 3 once you get through the lawyers' disclaimers. The next thing is around how sustainable we are and how amazing we are at ESG, and here's our ESG score. So that is certainly front of mind with wholesale or institutional investors in particular, but certainly in retail land. I know from my own perspective, if I'm talking to younger clients, which is a low benchmark for me, then there is in fact huge interest in the ESG space. So it really is something that investors are mindful of. But you're right, Nadine, we have to be pragmatic about this too. We're not just going to flick a switch and suddenly all driving in electric vehicles and zero carbon emissions. I mean, there is a glide path to get there. And as a consequence, there are opportunities in energy in particular. We're seeing oil at around $70 a barrel. You've identified coal as well, and that New Hope chart's looking spectacular. So to me, you have to be pragmatic about this, or a barbell. As at one end of the barbell, you've got your clean energy space, and you can do that using ETFs or hydrogen or whatever your clean energy instrument of choice is. But at the other end, there certainly are some unloved energy names, of which New Hope is one, and bouncing accordingly.
Okay, so would you be buying it now? When you
you're looking for an opinion. Is that what
yes,
we're doing here today?
That's what we're doing here. Welcome to the program, Andrew.
Gotcha. I knew I was missing something. Look, I think it's a buy, Nadine. Okay. If you're looking at the PE relative to forecast earnings growth, that announcement that they put out today, 60% increase in that thermal coal price. Production's looking pretty good. So that PEG ratio that we talk about a little bit, the difference between, or the ratio to the PE to the forecast earnings growth, it's a PEG of nearly 2. So chart's looking great. So I think get on it. And of course, you've got the Milner family in there of Brickworks fame. The thicker the carpet, the thinner the dividend is their catch cry. So anything that the Milners are involved in, I'm interested in. So it's a buy. Yeah.
So through Washington H. Soul Pats, I would dare to say that's why we're seeing the share price of SOL ticking higher today as well. So we've got a buy for New Hope Coal. That chart was going gangbusters.
Nuts. Yeah.
Yeah. So is this a giddy up?
I guess I'm going to have to agree with Andrew. I'm going to agree with Andrew on the giddy up. Let's start in a positive fashion, shall we? The chart looks great. The price looks great of thermal coal. The Chinese do seem to have shot themselves in the foot slightly with the coal price. Banning Australian coal has really kind of hurt them and increased that coal price. And as Andrew says, we can't just flick a switch and all go electric tomorrow. We can't go gas, hydrogen, etc. So this one's going to continue. I guess there's other ways to play it as well. Maybe look at Yandel as well. Or YAL is another one to look at in the coal space.
Yancoal?
Yancoal,
oh, yeah.
And of course, there's always going to Sols, which has that big shareholding in New Hope as well as other shareholdings as well. So it's a little bit diluted, but it has lagged a little bit. So we could see a bit of catch up there. But certainly, I think at the moment, this and iron ore and oil seem to be the 3 commodities that are in vogue. Everything else has come under pressure. Chinese are talking copper down, nickel down, etc. Yeah. But these 3 seem to be standing out at the moment, and I think the momentum is strong.
Yeah, and iron ore, I mean, that's been particularly resilient,
yep,
even through the overnight period. Can I just maybe squeeze something bonus out of you guys? So is Washington H. Soul Pats a buy?
It always turns me off because it's a bit complicated, and they have got that big shareholding in, I think it's Focus, isn't it? And so that does turn me off a little bit, but I think here it's a buy. They've got a great track record, and it's certainly one of the most favoured kind of listed investment companies, if you like. And you know, with that big holding in New Hope, I think at the moment it is a buy.
All right, Andrew, can I squeeze a view on Washington H. Soul Pats from you?
If it was Koshi, I'd say no, but for you, Nadine, of course, Look, I think it is a buy, but it's really important to note, and Henry touched on it, it's a complex beast and there's cross shareholdings with brickworks. So institutional land, it's all too hard. They just don't touch it. It's really a mum and dad favourite. So the underlying thematic is strong, the people running it are strong, but you're not going to get that institutional interest. It's just a longer term bubble away, bottom draw, trust the Milner family.
Yeah, okay. And I think that it's just to stand corrected, it's TPG Telecom that it's got that big holding in.
Yep.
All right, so that is a buy from both of my guests for New Hope Coal. Well, it's already in the portfolio, so it will remain there. It was at risk there if these guys didn't come along, but there you go.